After a spectacular night of racing at Sedalia last night, and after a few rollovers, we're ready for day 2 action here at the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia for some awesome monster trucks for the Monster Truck Nation M.T.N 2 series. Hi everybody, I'm Tom Todd 774, welcoming you to the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia here. Joining me tonight on the second day of this special weekend here at Sedalia, we have my expert analyst, Trayman 3985. And my guest analyst for this weekend here at Sedalia, Legend of Wii 92. Guys, how do we feel about a couple of nights ago? Guys?
Well, I was very excited on the first day we did it, and it was spectacular. It was quite fun. Despite some crashes we had going on there, I'm excited, especially for the second day, because it's the present.
Trayman 3985, how we feel? He may be having a little connection issues. Hopefully he'll keep us updated. We'll try to find out more about it as the show goes on later today. Anyways, let's bring up the share screen here for the guest analyst here. Before we begin our show today, there we go. And it looks like we're ready. It looks like it's going to be looks like it's going to be a wild and woolly show here today. As we hopefully Trayman 3985 will check back in with us. Let's take a look at tonight's pairings here for our second event at Sedalia. Legend of Wii, it'll be Mark Hall, an executioner who got knocked out in the first round the day before yesterday. He'll be taking on Leo Donnell in the Vet King. I like the looks of this truck, Vet King, a 1953 Chevy Corvette.
Oh, well, that happened.
What happened?
He disappeared. Hopefully he'll come back soon.
Oh, connection problems for our expert analyst. Hopefully he'll come back soon.
Yeah. Let's see. I do love both of the trucks. Executioner and Vet King, they are amazing in their own way. And they look cool design-wise, too.
Oh, that they are. That they do. And our second first-round pairing, it'll be Pleasant Cook and the legendary USA 1 Chevrolet. As I try to find her truck in this repository of trucks here in Monster Truck Madness 2. She'll have a tough opponent. Always a tough competitor. Here's a look of her truck right here. Pleasant Cook and USA 1. She'll have a tough opponent, though. Always tough on the indoor small arenas on the Thunder Nationals. Jeff Cook in the War Wagon.
That ought to be an interesting round.
Looks like it.
There you are.
Sorry, had a bit of some mic troubles.
Microphone troubles. Oof, that'll get you.
Yeah,
Giving.
sometimes it will.
Anyways, in our third pairing, it'll be the winner from day one, last time out, Dennis Anderson, and that always great running Gravedigger number 7. He'll be taking on Bob Breen in Wild Hair. Guys, your thoughts on that pairing?
An interesting matchup.
Hopefully, that it certainly will be. Hope you keep your mic in check, Train Man. Train Man, you're breaking up just a little bit. Legend of Wii, your thoughts on the Gravedigger Wild Hair pairing?
Well, it ought to be another interesting matchup. The Gravedigger is well known, and Wild Hair is also another cool choice that would be considered one of the what's that word I'm looking for? Isn't he one of the
Underdogs.
perhaps?
One of the greats.
Well, Wild Hair will be a long shot to win it because because a lot of these guys are running tubular chassis, and the Brain Brothers have brought leaf sprung trucks here, so that'll be something very interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh yeah, I believe I missed a pairing right here. Our fourth, our technically third pairing, that was our fourth pairing that we covered, will be James Teague subbing for an injured Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher here.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, a couple of nights ago when we covered day one here at Sedalia, Crusher ended up on his roof and Porter actually ended up dislocating his shoulder in the accident.
Yeah.
Hopefully Porter will be okay after that one. Anyways, Teague's opponent's a tough one.
Yeah,
Brian Welch in the Moving Violations GMC. However, it's not a GM engine that truck is powered by. It's actually powered by a Chrysler Hemi engine.
Huh. That's an odd one.
Yeah.
GMC versus Chevy. That'd be a cool matchup right there, too.
Yeah, that will be. Yeah, that will most certainly be one, especially with the Chrysler Hemi that Brian Welch put in the thing. A GMC body truck powered by a Chrysler Hemi engine, a Keith Black Chrysler Hemi engine. Our fifth pairing of the night will.
It's true.
Oh, go ahead. Trayman, go ahead. Oh, he must be having mic problems again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, our fifth pairing will be Paul Stender in the Bulldozer.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but not again.
Hopefully Well, he came through loud and clear that time. Dang Discord glitches.
Yep.
Anyways, Bulldozer's opponent will be a very tough running truck back in the TNT days. I don't know how well it'll perform now. John Breen, the Mad Dog Machine out of Jefferson City, Missouri. Mad Dog looks like it's got that sprint car wing on the top of it.
Yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
I can see that.
Yep.
Indeed.
Anyways, our sixth pairing will have Jim Kramer and the world-famous Bigfoot. Jim Kramer, the first professional monster truck driver. Michael.
Sounds great.
There we go. There you are. New system for you, Michael. Yeah. Hopefully you'll get them ironed out soon enough. Anyways,
sorry about that, folks. Might experience some technical difficulties later on.
We've been experiencing technical difficulties ever since this broadcast began. Anyways, Bigfoot's opponent will be Richard Patterson out of Madisonville, Kentucky in the Rampage Dodge.
Ooh, nice.
Another interesting matchup.
Yep. And speaking of tough Dodges, we got another Dodge versus Ford matchup coming right after that one. That one, Barefoot, driven by Brian Walbach. He'll be going up against Sky Hartley in Snakebite. That should be an interesting matchup, don't you think, Legend?
Oh, yes, it will be. Barefoot is like a rival to Bigfoot, and Snakebite,
is a teammate to Bigfoot, from what I hear.
And is a rival to Bigfoot normally, too, yes.
Sponsored by Ford, sponsored by Firestone. And our last matchup of the night will pit Paul Schaefer in the Monster Patrol. Paul Schaefer trying to get the bugs worked out of his brand new Dodge Monster Patrol.
Snakebite is Bigfoot 4.
And technically, in this event, Snakebite could be Bigfoot 10 because the engine is in the back of the truck this time around. Anyways, Goldberg will have a tough opponent. Monster Patrol, will have a tough opponent. That being Tom Mintz and Goldberg out of Paxton, Illinois. It's going to be tough to unless and let me tell you, it's going to be tough to get around this track tonight. It's going to be tough to get around tonight. Get around on this racetrack tonight, boys. And I say that because last night was cool and dry. Tonight, wet and rainy. So these people are going to have to drive these trucks and keep them straight. The fast-paced straight shots that we had a couple nights ago. That's gone to the wayside. They got to keep the truck straight on this wet, muddy course. And I'm going to be very blunt with you, Legend. These drivers do not like racing in this weather.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
But the fans will love it, I think. Hopefully, Michael's. For those wondering why Trainman 3985 is not as responsive, he's got a brand new headset and he's trying to work the bugs out of it. So give him time.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Executioner and Vet King are ready to go. Mark Hall is probably gonna detune. Has actually detuned his motor a bit here. Quite a bit to adjust to the weather conditions. We'll see if that irons out. Anyways, Vet King getting pulled to the line right here. And this ought to be a dandy race. Executioner and Vet King are ready to go right here. Let's put the bracket thing in run mode right here. And we are set and ready to go racing here at Sedalia, Missouri. Vet King and Executioner on the line, legend. And there could be a good side and bad side to the competition here this evening because of the weather. Don't you think?
Let's hope they'll keep it straight and not get into any trouble.
Oh, yes. Anyways, here we go. The Executioner Dodge going up against the Vet King Chevrolet Corvette as we kicking it off here for night number 2 at Sedalia. Hall won it in that section of track between the cars.
I feel like something happened. My gut is telling me something happened. Also.
Let's actually take a look at the replay here. Let's actually take a look at Vet King's replay. And off the start, Vet King went high and actually missed the second jump. That will be a disqualification on Vet King, but that doesn't matter. Straight up, Mark Hall and Executioner beating.
Yep, that's going to be an automatic DQ for that guy.
Yep, Leo O'Donnell's inexperience outdoors and in the ring definitely showed. Mark Hall, who has plenty of experience, goes on into the next round. 23 national championships to Mark Hall's name, may I add. Anyways, Mark Hall, your winner in our first square off. Hopefully, Train Man will check back in with us. Yeah, he's still on this call.
Yeah.
Anyways, our next matchup will pit USA 1 with Pleasant Cook, the female, against Jeff Cook in War Wagon. And there's our man. And there's our expert analyst. Still trying to get the bugs worked out of it. Pleasant Cook in the USA 1 truck making a suspension change to
Oh man, this is really tricky.
Hey, don't sweat it, man. If you have to
Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, I think his mic cut off again. We'll wait on him here.
Still here, guys.
All right, he's still. All right,
Oh, fuck's sake.
all right. Hold up, guy. Hold up. Anyways, we're still. Anyways, Michael, you still with us?
Yes, still here.
All right. Anyways,
So who's next?
USA 1 taking on the War Wagon.
Nice.
Two Chevrolets here. USA 1, a Chevrolet pickup. And War Wagon, a 1955 Chevrolet sedan delivery.
Very, very nice.
Yep, that it is. Pleasant Cook really wants to win for the Chevrolet fans here at Sedalia, but she's got a long road ahead if she's going to accomplish that. It is wet. It is raining at Sedalia, right? At Sedalia, and these guys are in for a loop here as we go into our second square off of the night. War Wagon up to the line. USA 1 is in. We're racing. Oh, USA 1 went high up in the air. I think Pleasant Cook was a little conservative on that run, but there might be a red War Wagon, the first one to the line, but we might have a red flag coming up here, boys.
Oh,
We're
boy,
about to
that's
see
not good.
what's up.
Let's see what happens.
On the first set of cards, okay.
Oh, there you go. War Wagon with a disqualification. He did not hit the second line of cars. You called it, Cody. War Wagon's DQ. USA 1's going to be called the winner as they come across the line. Yeah. So Pleasant Cook being better lucky than good here. So USA 1 will advance because War Wagon did not hit the second set of cars. That's an interesting situation. Actually, hold up.
Very interesting indeed.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
USA 1 advances into the second round, into the quarterfinals after our second square off.
Fantastic.
A little staticky on Trayman's end, but we'll bear with it. I've had my days like that as well. Anyways, next up, Carolina Crusher driven by James Teague. Remember, Teague is subbing for an injured Gary Porter. He was supposed to be in another show. He was supposed to be in a non-M.T.N event, but after word got out that Porter got injured, he buckled his Carolina Crusher Chevrolet and hauled it down here. So here he is subbing for Gary Porter. Gary Porter got injured in a crash last time out, remember?
Yeah.
His opponent will be Brian Welch in Moving Violations. The GMC powered by a KB Hemi. Crusher is actually going to take the right-hand lane here. So that will be interesting. Anyways, Welch is in, Teague is in, we're racing. We're racing. Crusher keeps it nice and straight. And Crusher is the first one to the line.
And we have our winner of this next round.
And actually, James Teague beats Brian Welch. Wow. The substitute driver beats the very experienced Brian Welch. Woo!
That is something.
Yeah, that was something. Let's actually take a look at let's take a look at the replay here. On the ice, though, he kept it nice and straight, didn't make any major mistakes. Meanwhile, Brian Welch was, while not inexperienced, he went up in the air. He took a big hop off that second set, and that's what did him in. Not to mention, Crusher detuned his motor and actually had it for more acceleration instead of more speed. So that definitely helped Crusher right there in the long run. So Crusher advances into after our third square off. Next up, Gravedigger against Wild Hair. And by the way, a slightly edited version of this will probably come out. Just to let you guys know.
Okay.
Next up will be Gravedigger Dennis Anderson. In that Gravedigger number 7. He'll be taking on Bob Breen and Wild Hair, legend.
Ooh. That's going to be another interesting matchup right there.
Oh yeah, that it most certainly will be.
Can't wait to see.
Anyways, well, hopefully, Trayman 3985 will give us updates, even with his new system having some bugs in it. Anyways, Gravedigger with a similar setup as Carolina Crusher, so that's going to be very interesting here at Sedalia. He's in, Wild Hair is in, we're racing. Oh, Digger took a big hop off that first tat, but kept it low on the second. 0.3 of a second makes the difference. And Gravedigger picking up where he left off after a couple of nights ago. Man, people are digging, and I think that starting line's getting a little deep. It's deep. Trucks are digging holes because they're slipping and sliding out there.
Yeah.
Gravedigger with a 5.68, Wild Hair with a 6.07. Let's take a look at Gravedigger's run. Yeah, while you're right here, he took a big hop off the first tip, but kept it low on the second, and that's what made the difference. Whereas Bob Breen and Wild Hair, on the other hand, he took 2 big hops. Woo! He was all over. Bob Breen was all over the place, man. Woo! The Gravedigger advances into
Yay!
the quarterfinals. Anyways, we are halfway through the first round here. Next up will be Paul Stender in the Bulldozer. He'll be taking on John Breen, the Mad Dog Machine.
Ooh.
This should be
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. Neither can I, legend. This will be an interesting race, to say the least. two completely different designed trucks here. So this should be very interesting right here. Especially down and dirty in the mud. It is wet, it's raining out there. Nobody likes racing in the rain, but that's what we're doing here at Sedalia today. And this should be very interesting. Bulldozer takes the left-hand lane. The Bulldozer with smoke coming out of the nostrils. I like that.
Yeah.
The Bulldozer snorting at him here at Sedalia. Anyways, Paul Stender takes the win. He'll be going. Let's take a look at where did Mad Dog make his mistake. Right there, completely missed the second set. That will be a disqualification, but it doesn't matter anyway. Bulldozer beat Mad Dog straight up.
Oh, yeah.
Bulldozer goes to the quarterfinals. On a wet, rainy night here in Sedalia. Next up, it'll be Bigfoot Jim Kramer going up against Richard Patterson in the Rampage truck. Ford versus Dodge legend.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Yep.
It should be an intense match.
Yep. Yep, especially if they got their if they got their motors detuned enough, because the track just will not hold the horsepower in this rainstorm.
Yeah.
The finish line is, from what I've been hearing from the officials down at the track, the finish line is nothing but mud and goo. So this should make up for some interesting matchups. And actually, Bigfoot changed the tire setup. They're going with shallow tires, with a shallow tire cut.
Smart move.
Yeah. Try to get it to hook up here. Anyways, Rampage and Bigfoot. Bigfoot is in. Rampage is in. We're racing. Bigfoot taking the right lane. That should be a smart move. Kramer smooth as silk. Yeah, there we go. Bigfoot 5.61, Rampage 6.07. Smooth, clean, and fast on that run, Cody.
It was impressive.
Smooth, clean, and fast for Jim Kramer. His experience running on these types of tracks in this type of weather really showed. Let's take a look at his run. Kept it nice and steady, nice and low. Whereas Richard Patterson, although he did not go on his head this time around, was all over the place. He even went up high in the air too. Woo! Remember, the night before last, Rampage actually went up, was one of those trucks that actually went up and over on their head.
Yeah.
So Bigfoot advances. Next up will be Brian Womack, who's not too far from this area in Barefoot. His opponent will be Sky Hartley in the snake bite. Anyways, what's your thoughts coming into this matchup? The matchup, Brian Womack in Barefoot up against Sky Hartley in Snakebite.
Well, it had to be another good race, I'm sure, because these two are experienced.
Oh yes, two experienced drivers. Although, even though Womack has a little less experience than Hartley does, Womack's no slouch. So watch out for him.
Oh yeah.
Do not remember it was back in a USHRA event in 1999 at St. Louis where Womack proved he could run with anybody on any given night. Do not underestimate him. Am I correct on that?
Oh yes, you are.
All right, here we go. Barefoot is in. Snakebite is in. We're racing. Oh, Barefoot all over the place. Woo!
Oh. Goodness gracious.
That's how wet
Yeah,
that's how wet and muddy the track is. He had a hard time keeping that truck straight. He was really fighting that thing.
yeah, definitely.
Let's have this. Let's take a look at Barefoot's run right here. See right here, he was all over the place. Woo!
Goodness.
And I think Snakebite missed the second step because he hooked a puddle down there. Yeah, he did. He hooked one of those mud puddles, and that sent him off kilter. Woof. So almost a double whammy here, so to speak, but Barefoot comes out on top. Almost a double whammy. And our last race of round number 1. Paul Schaefer and Monster Patrol trying to get the bugs worked out of the new truck for him, trying to get the bugs worked out of the thing. He'll be going up against Tom Mintz and Goldberg. Now, these two used to be friends, used to be pretty close friends. Close friends. Remember, Paul Schaefer gave Mintz his big break in monster trucks.
Yep.
And Mintz used to drive Monster Patrol for him. Now here he is in the Goldberg truck. Anyways, Mintz is in, Schaefer is in, we're racing. And this should ought to be a dandy. Oh, Mintz off kilter. Mintz off kilter.
Off course a little bit.
Oh, I don't know. That was too close to call. I'm not sure there. Did Mintz get both front wheels up the ramp?
That's the question.
Yeah. Replay comes up.
Doing okay on the first hit, but gets a little out of it, and
Let's take. Maybe this blip cam ought to tell the story.
yeah, let's see. He was going to miss it, and right there.
What do you think?
It's hard to say if he actually did it or not. I say he barely made it.
Ooh, and that was a close one too. You talk about by milliseconds.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, right? That's a tough one there. However, in Mintz's defense, he kept 2 tires across the cars. That's all that's required. Schaefer, and to give Schaefer credit, Schaefer ran Mintz hard. Let's take a look at Paul Schaefer's run. Paul Schaefer, brand new truck for him, trying to get the bugs ironed out of it. He'll be back to race another day. And we are receiving words from the officials. They are because Goldberg kept 2 tires on top of the cars, they're going to give him the win. That is the official rule.
I thought.
That is. So even though he did
was
not
very close to losing.
yeah, he came very close to going out of bounds. May I add?
Yeah, he was determined to stay within the boundary.
Yeah. He kept 2 tires on top of the cars. That's all that's required, even though he did not hit that ramp. Even though I don't think, anyway, he hit that ramp the way he was supposed to.
Yeah.
But that's the official ruling. Goldberg will advance. So here's how and as we are nearly an hour into this recording, as we are now, we have Executioner taking on USA 1, Carolina Crusher taking on Gravedigger, Bulldozer against Bigfoot, and Barefoot taking on the Goldberg. Trainman Legend, your thoughts going into the quarterfinal round here?
Well, it's going to be very intense from here on out with these four in the competition right now, still at it.
Yep. And of course, Trainman with a few, was still battling technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll hear from him before the broadcast is over with.
Yeah. Let's see what those 4 rounds have to offer to us when we get to them.
Oh, yeah. And oh my goodness, oh my goodness, we got some unfortunate news heading towards us here. Even though Goldberg won the matchup against Monster Patrol, word is word is something with the transmission on the truck went away. So Monster Patrol will be reinserted into the field. Wow. Major damage for Goldberg. The Mets crew looked around and they said they were not going to be able to make the call. Wow.
Goodness. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Even though Goldberg won and got the points, he broke. So Monster Patrol will be reinserted because Goldberg cannot make the call. That is interesting.
Yeah. And what he broke, that was no joke.
Yep. No, it was not. It was the transmission. The input shaft, the transmission is what broke, is the word we get. That's unfortunate for Tom Mitz. He had a great weekend. He made it all the way to the semifinals and finals a couple nights ago in night number 1. And was looking forward to run strong here, but transmission woes say otherwise.
Yeah. I'll be back in just a moment. Bathroom.
Alrighty. All right.
Yeah.
Now just to give Trayman 3985 a recap here. Bigfoot defeated Bulldozer, defeated Gravedigger, defeated Wild Hair, Bulldozer defeated Mad Dog, Bigfoot defeated Rampage, Barefoot defeated Snakebite, and Moss Patrol got defeated by Goldberg, but Goldberg is broken and cannot advance. So Moss Patrol is back in this thing by virtue of what is commonly called the break rule. Now for the viewers who are watching this video, what you may be asking, what exactly is the break rule? The break rule is if the winner of the race is broken and cannot advance due to a mechanical failure, or mainly due to a mechanical failure, then the truck then the opponent that truck lost to, that truck went against, gets reinserted into the field. It keeps the racing at an even competition level, and it's good on in YouTube videos like this. So there's that. That is what the break rule is.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yep. Anyways, We are in the quarterfinal action now. Executioner will take on USA 1. Carolina Crusher will take on Gravedigger. Bulldozer against Bigfoot. And Barefoot will take on Moss Patrol. As stated before, Moss Patrol back in this thing by virtue of the break rule. Even though he was defeated last round, he got a break because Goldberg broke. So that's how the lineup's going to come to fruition here. So Mark Hall and the Executioner going up against Pleasant Cook and USA 1.
Woohoo!
Let's actually look at the USA.
It's gonna be great to see that round.
Oh, yes. Especially when Mark Hall actually used to drive the USA 1 at one point.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Yep. 19 at the latter portion of the Pin to Point series in 1992, I want to say. So yes, this ought to be interesting here.
Sounds very interesting indeed.
Glad to see that Trayman 3985 is back in the booth with us after his technical difficulties.
It's great to be back.
Anyways, Executioner is in. USA 1 is in. Wet and rainy conditions here, so a lot of trucks are going to be slipping and sliding, and we are racing. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Whoa. Well, that happened.
Yeah, that happened. Mark Hall trying to get it corrected here. USA 1 was the first one to the line, but USA 1 was the first one to the line, but yeah, we're going to have to rerun. Man, both trucks having trouble getting around this track. We're going to have to rerun the race, guys.
Yeah, rerun the race.
Yeah. I think both trucks committed a violation. Let's take a look here. Yeah, USA 1 missed a second set of cars.
Yep.
And Executioner Mark Hall was all over the place, coming off. Yeah. Both trucks committed a violation. The race will have to be rerun. First time that this has happened in M.T.N. history. First time this has ever happened.
Yep.
Trey, man, you still with us?
Depends. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Race will have to be rerun, Trainman. Both trucks committed a violation.
Well, that's the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Usually it's one or the other.
Yep. And we are almost we are just over an hour into this thing. So woof. Anyways, Mark Hall takes the other lane. Let's see if that pays in dividends. Oh, Mark Hall took a big hop off that first set. Big hop off the second set, and USA 1 goes on her head.
Oh my goodness.
Second time in a row that truck has gone over on its head.
Thank goodness they have those roll cages built inside them.
Yeah, thank God for roll cages. Pleasant Cook is okay. She's out of the truck. Woo. Let's actually find out what happened to USA 1 here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Now that was quite the crash.
Yeah, that was quite the wreck. Mark Hall did a smooth as silk run. Pleasant Cook on her head again. It has not been a fun weekend for her. Executioner advances into the semifinal round.
Yahoo!
Second time this weekend, the USA 1 truck has gone on its head.
I've heard of staying ahead in the game, but I don't think that works that way.
I don't think it works that way either. Anyways, Carolina Crusher taking on the Grave Digger, Dennis Anderson, who won last time out here at Sedalia. That was during night number 1. Let's see if he can go for 2 for 2. But he's got a tough opponent, though. James Teague subbing for an injured Gary Porter in Carolina Crusher. And I mentioned on the top of the show that he was scheduled to do a non-M.T.N. event somewhere up north, but then Porter got injured in his wreck a couple nights ago, so the Schaefer team called him up. So PSM, Paul Schaefer Motorsports, called Teague up, and they buckled and hauled this truck down here to Sedalia. And hopefully we're about to see if that pays dividends.
Hopefully it does.
And hopefully the truck won't go on its head.
Hopefully it won't happen again.
Crusher is in. Digger is in. We're racing.
Boys, let's go racing.
I think Anderson backed out of it coming over the second set. Yeah, he finishes behind, but I think there's a red flag coming up on the Crusher end. Let's check it out. And I'm correct. James Teague with a disqualification. Dennis Anderson made the right decision, backing off that after taking such a big hop there. He made the right call, keeping that truck in one piece. So Gravedigger will advance. Anyways, y'all still with us?
Yep.
All right. Anyways, Gravedigger advances. Next up, Paul Stender and Bulldozer. Next up, Paul Stender and Bulldozer. He'll be going up against Jim Kramer and the world-famous Bigfoot. And this ought to be a dandy matchup. Ford body versus custom bowl, and the engines are full. However, in the engine department, it's Ford versus Chevrolet. So this ought to be a dandy one right here. Anyways, Jim Kramer making a suspension adjustment before pulling up to the line right here. Your thoughts on this matchup, Legend?
Well, it ought to be another interesting race to see here. It will be intense, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that it will be. Treyman, you still with us? What are your thoughts coming into this one?
He had technical difficulties again, so he got there.
Oh, geez. Technical difficulties mar him again. Wow. Yeah, he's not even in the call with us, I don't think.
Yeah, he isn't.
Oh, well. Anyways, Bulldozer taking on Bigfoot right here. Stender is in. Kramer is in. We're racing. Kramer once again smooth as silk.
And I have a gut feeling Bulldozer may have a problem.
Yep. Even though there is a disqualification on Bulldozer, we're being told the steering went away on him, so there was nothing he could do. So steering problems put the Bulldozer out. And Bigfoot will advance. And our last race in the quarterfinal round will pick Brian Walmack in Barefoot up against Paul Schaefer in Monster Patrol. Schaefer still the brand new truck for Schaefer, still trying to work the bugs out of it. So I do not look for a very hard run out of the Monster Patrol. This should be quite the matchup right here. This should be quite the matchup here, Legend.
Oh yes, it sure will be. And I can imagine the sparks will be flying, the tires will be smoking, and it's gonna be intense.
And remember, Barefoot had a pretty wild run himself last round, so he could be in for it right here. But this should be Boss Patrol just here to try. Paul Schaefer's trying to work the bugs out of his new Moss Patrol truck. Dude, I do not look for a very hard run out of the Moss Patrol. Here we go. However, he will get points for at least pulling up to the line, and Barefoot all over the place. Again, just hooked a really bad right coming off that final set, coming to the finish line. Paul Schaefer probably missed the second set, but that doesn't matter all that much because Barefoot's your winner. He'll go on to the next round. Paul Schaefer trying to work the bugs out of his brand new Monster Patrol Dodge. He'll be back to fight another day. Let's actually take a look at the Barefoot truck. Yeah, he took a pretty wild hop right there. Woof. Hooked a really bad right.
Very wild.
Whereas Moss Patrol, on the other hand, yep, got off course. He'll be back to fight another day. So Barefoot advances. Now, last time at Sedalia, Gravedigger and Executioner met in the first round. Now they're here meeting in the semifinals. A little deja vu here between these two names.
Very deja vu indeed.
Anyways, Anderson trying to make it 2 for 2 here at Sedalia, despite the wet and rainy conditions. And we're definitely going to see how he handles a wet, muddy track here at Sedalia. He'll be going up against Mark Hall in the Executioner. Here's a look at Mark Hall. And the Gravedigger ready to rock here. So here we go. Here we go with the semifinals now. Executioner and Gravedigger. Oh, Digger sideways. He got both front wheels up the ramp, though, I think. That was a close one. Now, that's what you call a close one.
Very close. Close shave.
Let's take a look at it. Right here. Digger was all over the track on this run. Didn't go out of bounds, though, because he crossed the finish line first. And Hall just took a big hop. That cost him the race. Despite being out of control, Gravedigger kept it low to the ground and hooked up, while Executioner went up in the air. What do you think? What do you think? Think, Legend. Gravedigger goes to the Monster Smash Final, a place that he's very, very familiar with. Legend?
Sorry, I was replying to a friend.
Oh, it's okay. Anyways, after looking at the replay, Gravedigger once again goes to the Monster Smash Final, a place that he's very, very familiar with.
Fantastic to hear.
Nice to have you back again, Trayman 3985.
Yeah, sorry. Connection troubles.
It's okay. Anyways, there's your bracket so far. Just in time for the other semifinal race, Bigfoot up against Barefoot.
Nice.
That's gonna be quite a matchup right there.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Oh, yes. Anyways, Jim Kramer with the shallow cut tires. Up against Brian Walmack in Barefoot. Here's a look at Walmack in Barefoot.
Nice lineup so far.
Yep. Barefoot is in. Bigfoot is in. We're racing here at Sedalia. Kramer gets off to a good start. Nice and smooth. Once again, smooth as silk for Jim Kramer. Half a second. Exactly a half a second. Woo! Bigfoot with a 561. Barefoot with a 6.11. And just like a couple of nights ago, gentlemen, it's Gravedigger against Bigfoot in the Monster Smash Final once more.
Nice.
Legend, you still with us?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go with the Monster Smash Final. Gravedigger against Bigfoot. Oh my goodness, the bad boys are back in town, guys. If we were to sell some tickets tonight, we would have packed the house just for this one final.
You can say that again.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Bigfoot going up against the Grave Digger.
Classic pairing.
Probably one of the best pairings. Probably one of these two are big rival trucks. Anyways, Gravedigger is in. Digger in a lane that he has because Bigfoot had a faster time. Big Gravedigger gets put in a lane that he has not been in all night long. So this should be interesting right here. So Gravedigger and Bigfoot 2 for 2. Will Jim Cramer actually win on this mud-drenched field here at Sedalia, or will Dennis Anderson make it 2 in a row? We're about to find out right now.
Let's do it.
Light is green. Kramer smooth as silk.
Right
and
there.
Jim Cramer and Bigfoot is going to take it.
Way to go, Jim.
That was so tight.
Yeah, that was tight. Anyways, Bigfoot
like
wins it, but not without a close battle with the Digger. Woo! Let's actually take a look at the replay here. An advantage there. And yep, right there, the advantage there. Jim Cramer and Bigfoot kept it nice and low to the ground, hooked up, while Gravedigger went up in the air.
That is fantastic.
Bigfoot claims the championship. Bigfoot, your winner. Runner-up in night number 1, your winner here today on a wet, muddy track here at Sedalia on night number 2. Anyways, that will conclude tonight's action on Monster Truck Nation. Congratulations to Jim Cramer, and a nice job to Dennis Anderson. But hey, let's not let those two take all the credit. Every one of these guys put on a whale of a show here. They deserve all the credit in the world. World viewers, if you're watching this, give them all one big round of applause. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. For Trayman 3985 and Legend of Wii 92, I'm Tom Todd 774. Thanks for being with us for an incredible weekend of monster truck action here at Sedalia, Missouri. Next M.T.N. events will be at Cottage Grove Speedway in Cottage Grove, Oregon. So stay tuned for that. April's 20. So stay tuned for that. When M.T.N. heads over there in late April. Anyways,
So until next.
Anyways.
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm finished.
Well, in that case, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, put it in gear, because we're out of here.
So long, everybody.
Bye for now.